come on. Hang on 1 second, guys. Oh, come on. Stationeers. There we go. Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm on 56, and welcome back to some more Stationeers. And yeah, I think I got the time wrong on the stream. It was supposed to be 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time, and I think I accidentally did 6:30 a.m. So hang on 1 second. Yeah, there we are. Okay. Yeah, so I think I got the time wrong on the stream. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, it's supposed to be 6:30 p.m., not a.m. I'll have to look at that a little bit closer next time. But yeah, okay. So in the previous episode, we were working on the mining platform. The only ore available in this region is gold. So we're just gonna get gold out of here. I think my plan is to get all of get the main ores set up. So we'll have gold, iron, and copper as the main ores. Silicone would be the next one after that. As I find different regions, I'll set up little mining drill or deep miner outposts. But I want to get this one up and running, see how it works, and then go from there. So the one thing we need right now in order to actually get this set up is I need to get power to here. Obviously, we have the solar panels. We have it hooked to the battery here. I need to actually write some logic so these solar panels can actually track the sun. I need a transformer, and then since there's only one ore type here, I don't really need any sorters or anything. I just need a bunch of chutes. So that is going to be our goal for right now, is to get this thing operational. And then I would like to go out and explore and see if we can't find any other deposits. Alright, so I think what I want to do right now... Let's see, where's the electronics printer at? I'm going to kind of organize our base a little bit here too, because I'm not... It's kind of just disorganized right now. I think what I'll probably do... This is technically all for ores, but for right now, I think I'm just going to place all of this stuff. What is with this one? Whatever. I'm going to place all of this stuff in here, and I'm going to move this locker inside, I think is what I want to try to do. Okay, so let's see. Let's do this. Grab the hand drill, and apparently put it in the locker. Nope, don't put it in the locker. Do that. Okay. Yeah, so this locker is going to go inside. Just like that. And then I do need... Let's see, I need, I just completely forgot what I was doing. Okay, transformer, that's what I need. So I need iron, gold, and copper. And we have gold. Where's all my iron and copper at? Alright, we have iron in here. Alright, perfect. And then copper is right there. Okay. So we're going to make a transformer. Hang on 1 second. Okay. Sweet, we have a transformer. And then I do need some logic chips for over there as well. This is where MIPS would come in handy, but oh well. We'll just do some logic chips. So I need two of these. Well, actually, I just need two of those. Two of those and a sensor is all I need. All right, there's one, and let's do a sensor. Switch the recipe so it doesn't make more than one. There we are. Okay, perfect. Let's see, I have 30 cable. That might be enough. Let's see, how much iron do we have? We don't have a whole lot of iron, unfortunately. So, yeah, we're going to eject all of this. Let's get rid of all of this stuff here really quick. Let's see, and for chutes, 3 iron. I probably should make some more stackers too, so, or at least make one more stacker that I can place right here. Yeah, maybe that's what we'll do. Let's see. Gosh dang it. There we are. 10 iron and 2 copper. Well, I have all that. Yeah, so I really just need the 1 stacker. Alright, so the sun did rise. I need to get that set up sooner rather than later. I do need another chute. Which actually I could have made one from here, but that's fine. This can make 3. Here, let's grab some wire, grab our wire cutters, and we are going to do that. Perfect. All right, let's make some chutes. Oh, and all I made was 3, but that's fine. Perfect. Well, now what I really need to do is I need a bunch of iron. So let's go over here to our gold mining platform, and we are going to kind of set up the logic, get the solar panels tracking the sun at least, so then we can charge the battery up. Okay, so transformer, we'll just place... I mean, technically, I would like to run the wire this way. I could technically do this, I suppose. I'm not really a fan of how I set this up, if I'm being completely honest. I guess I can always switch it around later if I need to. Or I guess I could just do it right now since this hasn't really charged at all. I move this back, and that would go right there. Alright, we're going to do this. We'll just do that. Alright, so I need a hand drill. And I need an angle grinder. And a wrench. Okay. Yeah, actually that might be better. Or could place one right here. Cause well, how do I want to do that? Actually, we're going to do it like this. Let's see, and then I need a welding torch. And then a screwdriver. Yeah, we're going to do it like this. There we go, now we're charging, and then this one can come like that. There we are. Alright, and now I should be able to hook this up. And the reason I'm doing it really... Oh, frick, if I would have known that, I wouldn't have worried about it so much. Okay, well, we're going to redo this then, because I would prefer it the other way, if I'm being honest. So 1, 2... Yeah, we'll just do it like that. Plus, this thing's actually pretty easy to make. Oops. Okay, yeah, we're going to do it just like that. And then I can place a solar panel right behind it if I need to. Because I want to be able to see the battery levels fairly easily. Okay, there we are. That was annoying. Not 50,000, that'd be terrible. It burned through those cables so freaking fast. Okay. Now, since apparently it can only work like this... Heck yeah, okay, we've got power. So now all I really need is just a bunch of chutes. And in order to get a bunch of chutes, I'm going to have to go and get a bunch of iron. But I also need some more logic chips and stuff too, so I can program not just our solar panels, but this guy right here. Now for our solar panels specifically, I think what I'm going to have to do... Let's see, how do I want to do this? So this would be data in. I guess I could do data in like this. No, that's not going to work. Yeah, it'd have to be data in, and then with the batch reader, data out. So yeah, that would have to go like that. And then the sensor is going to have to go along this side, like that. Now, I don't know if I'm going to have enough cable to actually do this, but... There we go. We'll do something like that. Okay, perfect. Now we just need to hook all of this up, which, yeah, I don't think we're going to have enough cable. 4 and 5. Nope, we do not have enough cable. That's unfortunate. Yeah, so then what we're going to do here... Because I am going to have to smelt some more iron. There might actually be enough charge in that battery to last us through the night. I don't know if there's going to be, but I do need more cable. How much iron do we actually have? That's a lot of cable. Okay. Because I have more iron on me, so I don't mind actually smelting all of this into cable here. Yeah, so we're just going to smelt all of that copper, and then we're going to put the copper we have in here and smelt it. All right, nice. All right, perfect. I guess while I'm waiting, I can go inside, eat, and drink.
Power critical. Temperature high.
Uh-oh. It is 52 degrees in here. All right, we are going to open this. All right, the temperature is falling, so that's good. How's our plant? Ooh, our plants are not doing good either. They could be doing worse, actually. I might have to actually automate our cooling system here because this is not good. Let's see where are we at. We're at 51. All right, so the temperature is dropping, so that's good. My guy's freaking out. Well, there's no more pollutant in here, so that's good. All right, it is 50.1, 50, and 49. All right, my guy's no longer, all right, he's doing okay, I think. Yeah, so let's grab some water. We'll drink some water and eat some food while we're in here. I need to remember to turn my light off while I'm in here. There's no need to have my light turned on. Let's see. Let's eat another granola bar. And then the locker, I'm actually thinking... Actually, a lot of those I can just toss. The locker, I'm thinking about placing, like, right here, actually. That way it keeps this place a little bit more organized. And then all these freaking water bottles I have. Oh yeah, that makes it so much more organized in here. Actually does look a little bit better too. Okay, so it is 46 degrees. Hmm. I'm kind of thinking I could actually automate this. I know how I would do it. The downside is it would be a lot of logic chips. I might just do it manually for now. The only downside is I'm gonna have to be careful because if I leave, I mean, I could do a quick, I mean, I know how to do it. I would just need to get gas, which I can easily get gas. I'd have to get gas into a pipe system, a couple of coolers, and just automate it. So it wouldn't be hard to do, but that would take the fact that I almost killed our plants. Actually, these plants are not liking me right now. All right, maybe that's one thing I actually do. All right, first things first, though. We ate, we drank. Let's head outside because I need to swap our battery out regardless. And then what I also need to do... Crap, can't see. Because I need to start tracking the sun. Okay, perfect. I also need to go and grab a bunch of iron, too. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna come up with a automated cooling system for our base once I get this up and running. I just have to remember that valve is turned on, so that base is cooling as we speak. All right, so let's hook this up for a minute. Well, that's basically all hooked up. Now what I need to do is, this is going to be daylight sensor, vertical, then logic reader, solar panel, vertical. All right, and then the sun just went down. So what we're going to do is we're going to bump it down to 180. And I'm literally just turning... Oh, wait, not 180. Gosh dang it. 270. It's only 45-degree angle. Yeah, because it's dependent on where these ports are. Those ports on that base on our base are facing this direction. The ports here are facing this direction. So, all right, but they should be tracking the sun normally now, so that should give us a pretty decent source of power. And now all I really need to do is get a bunch of chutes. So let's see if I can find some iron. It'd be nice if I could find a deep miner vein. I also need to remember our base is over there. Bunch of cobalt. Let's see. Where? Well, there's gold. I don't really need gold right now. I mean, I guess I could always use gold, but... Ooh, we have more ice. I have a large mining pack too. Like, give me something to mine here. Particularly iron, preferably. All right, here's some iron. We have gold there, but we have a bunch of iron right here, so... Again, this mining drill is fantastic. I love it. Well, we have almost 4 stacks of iron, which is a lot. I don't think there's any more in here, though. There might be some more up here somewhere. Well, I don't think there is. So, yeah, that's enough iron. Alright, so let's head back. We're going to smelt all of the iron we just collected. And then we're going to have to make a bunch of chutes.
Waste tank caution.
Oh, that's not good. It's not necessarily bad, though, either. Let's see, where's my pressure at? I guess I could lower my pressure in my suit. Because doing that would make it so I wouldn't use my oxygen quite as much. Granted, you really only need to do that on, like, Stationeers difficulty, but I could do it here as well. Alright, so the sun is almost up. Those solar panels are pretty close to the horizon at this point. So the sun should rise here pretty soon. Yeah, so let's go and smelt a bunch of these iron ores that I have and make a bunch of chutes. These actually smelt really quick, so... One nice thing about the moon is that there's no storms or anything. It would be kind of cool if there were like meteor shots. Actually, that'd be terrible. I take it back. One meteor hits the base and your base is completely gone. Really? I forgot I had iron. Oh well, now we have even more iron. I feel like the meteor shower idea would have to be like a setting because one well-placed shot with a meteor shower and your base is completely destroyed, which would be awful. Okay, there's one. So I don't know exactly how many I'm gonna need, so I'm just gonna make a bunch. Bunch of chutes. So we have some steel. What I might have to do, because that's actually... Alright, before I do anything, let's check here. Right, we're at 26 degrees. How are you looking? I thought you need to subtract the vertical range from the daylight sensor from the... So, with how it works on, at least for most planets, is as long as you set the daylight sensor to face sunrise, you just have to adjust the horizontal angle of the solar panels. All right, we're at 25 degrees. All right, if I come in here at least once a day, I can monitor the... All right, so we're going to turn that off. We're going to turn that on to get all the CO2 out of this pipe before it blows. All right, that's good. Let's vent the air out of the airlock. Okay, and let's get some more. Yeah, I'm gonna need a lot more than 6. I'm not a fan of the fact that they actually increased the amount of iron needed for chutes. It only used to be 1 iron for 1 chute. Oh well. I don't really need. Well, actually, I'm gonna need quite a few. All right. Well, we should be charging. Oh, never mind. I take it back. We have a lot. All right, let's stop right there for right now. That's 3 stacks. Yeah, let's see if that's enough. All right, and the sun's out. Yeah, so these solar panels should be charging that battery there. Yeah, so everything should be tracking normally. Yeah, so as long as your daylight sensor's facing sunrise, then you can just use a simple like logic reader, batch reader. You just have to adjust the horizontal angle on these solar panels. Okay, so shoots. All right, so there's that. Now what I'm going to have to do, this is going to be similar to how I built our mining platform in my other playthroughs. I just have to remember how I did it. Which I think, if I remember correctly, I think it was just a junction is what I did. Yeah, it was an overflow, that's what it was. I think it was something like that, if I remember right. I gotta use our first, yeah, so something similar to that. But then it'll actually be dirty ore will come through, it'll cycle through, and then it'll get cleaned. Now, what I'll probably do here, now that I think about it, because there's going to be a lot of logic built in here, I might do I might do MIPS here now that I think about it. All right, and then let's do this. Nope, I do not want a windowed chute. There's no reason to have a windowed chute. Just makes everything that much more laggy. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. All right. Well, I need 3 more technically. Well, we almost had enough. We were close. My hygiene is also really bad too. All right, how much do we have? 10 iron in here, so I can make 3 more. Perfect. All right, so we'll turn you off. We'll grab these chutes, and then we'll head back over here. Now, what I'll probably do, because I could use just a bunch of logic readers and like logic chips, but using the IC chips actually might be a little bit more efficient. I could do either or. I mean, it doesn't really matter, I suppose. All right, so then all the dirty ore goes in here, gets cleaned off, goes in here, gets auto smelted, then gets put in our silo here. So pretty basic setup for an outpost. And then the cool thing is I can technically expand this. Granted, I should have done this slightly more different if I was gonna expand it. But then again, in my other playthroughs, I mean, one was able to keep up no issue, so I'm not too worried about it. But I could potentially turn this drill on. I'm not sure how that actually works if this gets backed up though, because I'm gonna have to automate our centrifuges here. So essentially, they'll stop, or once these fill up to a certain point, they'll stop, they'll auto unload, and just go straight into here, which I know what I need. I'm gonna need a stacker. Yeah, that's what I did. Okay. Because the stackers are gonna, yeah, okay. Let's see here. Let's smelt some more iron. All my copper. Actually, where is all my copper at? I had copper. Oh, it's right here. That's why. So we're going to make 2 more stackers just to be on the safe side. I might have to adjust that a little bit. Yeah, so we're going to do 2 stackers. I have to go inside and take care of my hygiene levels because my hygiene is not doing good right now. There we are. All right, so for right now, we're just going to leave those there. Let's go inside. Off, off, off. All right, what's the temperature at? 30 degrees. That's probably fine. You're probably empty. All right, so let's take off our suit. Just so I can get our hygiene levels back up. Hunger's fine. Water's fine. I guess I could top it off. All right, perfect. Yeah, so we'll wait for our hygiene level to actually drop, and then we should be okay. And I have a bunch of potatoes in here, too. I could get another row of trays here for growing more potatoes. Right, I don't really need that many. Let's see, I believe this is my CO2 tank. Which the CO2, yeah. Once our hygiene level gets back down, I'll empty our CO2 tank into this. Now, the temperature really doesn't rise too quickly. Here, since I'm in here waiting, I might as well just, cool it down a little bit. Yeah, so I'm kind of thinking maybe what I do, I could put a stacker before it, but it almost might make more sense to put a stacker after it. I can't remember exactly how I did it in our other playthrough. I think I just put a stacker. I think I had a stacker in front and a stacker behind it, and I had the silo out farther. I think is what I did have. Can't remember for sure. Just waiting for my hygiene levels to drop. And also the temperature levels. I wish there was a percentage so you could actually see like where you were at. Well, I guess while we're waiting, I can bake a potato. Our first moon-based, our first moon-grown food. Yummy. Our hygiene level is no longer, or the hygiene warning is no longer there. Let's close that. We'll turn that on to get the CO2 out of that pipe. And we will put our suit back on. Yes, I know. The waste tank we're just going to empty into here.
Waste tank critical.
There we are. Alright, perfect. Let's head back out. Close our helmet, turn our suit on, and vent. Alright. So, stackers, and let's go over here. Yeah, so I remember I had the sorters right here, would rang along this. And then if I remember correctly, I believe I did have... I can't remember if I did stackers in front. Yeah, I think the silo was out farther, which kind of makes it difficult. Or I think I might have had it like this. Yeah, I think I had each of these over one. Yeah, because I had a sorter here, sorter here. And then it might have lined up. So I think I had something like this. Now that I'm trying to remember, it's been a minute since I actually remember doing this. Yeah, there's a sorter here, sorter here. And if I remember correctly, I believe I had the arc furnace here, actually. Not that it really matters, it's a slightly different build, but... course, I'm always one short. That's okay. Well, technically I'm 2 short. 3 short. Okay, yeah. That should work. And then I only really need 1 sorter. And gold doesn't really build up fast enough to... I can always adjust it too, so I'm not too worried about it. Let's grab... How much more iron do I have? Oh, it's all in here. Alright, so I only need 3 more pieces. So let's do this. 3 basic chutes. Alright. And then I'm going to need a bunch of logic and stuff too, so... Alright, perfect. Well, good thing I had more cable on me too, I guess. Hmm. Yeah, if I remember correctly, I ran that other cable along this side. Actually, let's do this. We'll run our main cable line right here. We'll connect it like that. We'll connect that, and then this. Oh, I can't do that, can I? Nope, it'll do that, and then this will come up like this. There we go, that'll work, and then I can get rid of all of this cable right here. Perfect. And then this is going to max out at 500. So that'll do that. And then, yeah, once there's 500 ingots in here, it'll go into the silo. So, yeah, now I just need to do a bunch of programming, which is going to be a little bit more tedious. So, yeah, what I need to do is we already have the solar panels programmed. I need to program the arc furnace to automate. So once something's in here, it'll automatically smelt, and then it'll push it out once it's done, and then it'll go in here and stack until it hits 500 ingots, and then it'll go into the silo here. And then I need to automate the centrifuges here, which is going to be a little bit more of a difficult task. I've done it before, I just have to remember how I did it. Plus, I want to turn this thing on and see if it works, but... Alright, so I'm going to need... Well, I'm going to need a few different things. I'm going to need a slot reader for one. To read the slot reader, I'm going to need probably just a batch writer. And then I compare... Yeah, let's go and make a couple of logic chips here. I'd like to do everything with logic chips first and then switch it to MIPS, but worst case, I can always just switch it to MIPS because I have everything I need to make a laptop and stuff, so I'm not too worried about it. Alright, we're just going to throw all the stuff we have in here. Let's smelt the gold that I have here too, because I'm gonna need more gold. All right, so let's do a couple of logic IO chips. A deep miner, just one ore type now. So yes and well, I guess yes and no. Each map has a bunch of different regions, and each region has a different amount of ores. The one I'm building over here, this region just holds gold. So this is literally just for gold ore. I need to do a little bit of exploring to figure out some of the other ones. But yeah, each region has different ores from what I gather. So it makes exploring more worth it. I guess the downside is that deep miners become a little bit more tedious, and that you have to have a bunch of different outposts and stuff, which I guess is both good and bad, and it allows you to kind of expand all over the map, but it does make it slightly more oh my god. Well, I have a bunch of freaking logic chips. Gosh dang it. Okay, so yeah, I'm not gonna need any logic. Well, I'm gonna need logic readers, just not for the arc furnace. I'm gonna need a slot reader. I could do a batch slot reader. All right. Yeah, I can't really remember how I programmed this last time, so let's see. So we'll do slot reader. I think I have a bunch of cable on me. Okay. Let's see here. So arc furnace, import, occupied. Okay. Yeah, so then essentially once that is occupied, let's do well, we'll just do a batch writer. Guess I could just do it like that. That works too. So we're gonna do that. Yeah, slot reader. This is gonna be arc furnace, activate. So basically, once something gets in here in slot 1, this will activate, and then once it's activated, it should just push it out. I just need to make sure that this stays turned on. So that should be fairly simple. There's not really a good way I can test it. Actually, I can just test it like this. Let's not do with anything I have, so let's just... I don't necessarily want to do that. Well, I guess I can do that too. Okay. So, let's see here. If I put something in here, it automatically turns on. Heck yeah. Alright, so this works. Alright, now we're going to wait until this is all smelted, and then it'll go in here, and then I can pop it out and then put this chute back together. Alright, so this works. And then all I need to do is automate these centrifuges here, which I'm not sure how much different these are from when I last played, but we're going to find out. Yeah, those are almost done. Perfect. That actually worked really well. Okay, well, that's working. So our arc furnace is programmed, and I can make it so Like I could do a batch slot reader, so then it's every arc furnace. If I decide to expand this, which realistically, yeah, the downside is I didn't really make this expandable having these solar panels right here. I guess, I mean, I could always move the solar panels, that's no big deal, but it's the battery that, yeah, because then I'd have the centrifuge right here. The battery would have been better off over here, actually, now that I think about it, but oh well, that's okay. Alright, so let's place this right here. We're getting low on power again, aren't we? Okay, so actually a batch reader would be perfect here. So batch reader. Do something like that. So centrifuge. I could do the sum or I could do the average. Yeah, so I'm gonna need a memory chip. Import count. Yeah, so centrifuge, the sum of the import count, so that would be the total combined. Yeah, we'll do that. So I'm gonna need a memory. Well, yeah, I'll need one memory. Maybe I'll make a couple of processing units too, just so I have them. Let's see. Logic processor. I don't have any gold. Wait, yes I do. Never mind. Yeah, so let's make 2 or 3 of these because I'm not entirely sure of how many I'm gonna need. And then I forgot to make the logic memory. But so far, our base is actually doing pretty good. What I would like to do is put some walls and stuff on here too to kind of decorate it a little bit. But yeah, I'm not going to actually start expanding our base until I get the 3 main things that we need automated. So it's going to be gold, iron, and copper. Are going to be the main. All right, that's enough. I don't need that many. And then I really only just need one memory. There we are. Turn you off and grab you. All right. All right, so let's do this. And then I'll just do this one too. Do something like that. All right, and let's grab the screwdriver. So, hmm. Actually, that would be the import slot, right? Maybe export count would work better. Yeah, we'll do export count because the export count, let's see here. I guess I could do, let's just do 100 just to make it easy. Okay. All right. so this is going to be a compare unit. Swap those out for the wire cutters. Gosh dang it. Okay. And screwdriver, so we're going to do batch reader. If it, I guess it could be if it's, ooh, actually, I would need like a min-max unit, wouldn't I? Yeah, I'm gonna need a min-max unit. It's been a long time since I've actually messed with one of those. I need to remember how to actually do it. Yeah, I'm gonna need one of those actually. Input one is greater. So slot reader is greater than the logic memory, which would be 100. So if it's greater than 100, this will empty. Oh, that's a compare. Yeah, I need you. So then this will be a batch writer. Oh, actually, I can just do it like this. There we go. All right, so this is going to be min-max. Yeah, so essentially once this reaches 100, this will open. Logic memory, centrifuge, open. And then I believe I also need a, let's see here. Hey, I think I also need a select unit as well. So essentially, once this, trying to remember how to actually do this. Well, we're just gonna have to test it out and see. Yeah, so slot reader is greater than logic memory. Centrifuge. X. Okay, so slot reader, logic memory, slot reader is greater.
Power critical.
Yeah, I know. I'll fix it. Centrifuge, sum, export count. All right, well, let's turn this on. So this is gonna take a minute to actually reach the bedrock and start actually collecting the ore, but Alright, so can't really do anything else right now because it's a bit of a waiting game. So let's head inside. We will take our helmet off, we'll take our suit off, we'll let our hygiene levels go back up. Then I can also charge our battery and stuff too. So we'll swap you out. Let's go inside. Turn our suit off, turn our light off, open up our helmet. And we'll just put our suit in here while we wait for our hygiene levels to go back up. Or not, yeah, our hygiene levels. I was thinking of hydration levels, but hygiene makes more sense. All right, we only have one more water bottle in here. Before we have to start using this water. Actually, you're just in the way. I'll just put you right there for right now. That'll work. Yeah, and these are all already filled up, so that's fine. I guess I could cook some more food. Grant, we do have a bunch of... Maybe I'll keep these as emergency food. There we go. Alright, so food is good, water's good, temperature's not terrible, but we are going to turn this on. I guess that's one thing I could work on is I could automate our cooling system in here because this base naturally heats up. So all I would really need to do is just keep it cooled because this actually works quite well. The only downside is there's CO2 in here. All I would really need is some oxide. We do have pollutant in here. Let's turn you on. Yeah, so this is filtering the air in here. So yeah, what I could do is I would have to make another canister. Or I just how do I want to do it? Now this is pure oxygen in here too. I could just use oxygen. Could just use oxygen. Yeah, maybe I just use oxygen. All right, let's turn you off. I was going to go outside, but I can't go outside right now because I don't have my suit on. Yeah, so let's work on the cooling system in here so I can get rid of this contraption. Not that it's a bad contraption by any means, but... Let's see, it's 33 degrees in here. All right, we're going to keep this turned on for right now while I go do this. Oops, I need to turn my suit on before I end up killing myself. Alright, let's do this. Turn our light on so I can actually see. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this canister, actually, and I'm going to fill up one of our pipes with it. Yeah, so I'm going to do a thing right along here. Okay, I know what to do. I know what I'm doing. I need more than that. Where's all my iron at? I have one iron. Never mind, I have more than one iron. I have a few iron. Okay, so let's see. This will give us 20 pipe. I could do insulated pipe, but we'll just do normal pipe. I don't really need a whole lot of insulated pipe, at least not yet. Yeah, so we're going to come up with kind of a well, that's, I guess, a rudimentary cooling system. This one's going to be automated. I just have to get gas in the pipe here. Which nitrogen would be ideal. Granted, oxygen should be fine. Which I could filter out. I mean, I'm already filtering out the nitrogen. Yeah, I know how I'm gonna do it. All right. Well, while we're waiting for that, we're gonna do. Yeah, let's do this. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So then I'm gonna have the wall coolers on top here, and then I guess I could just. I think I know how I'm gonna do that. All right. Yeah, we're gonna do it like this. I know what to do. And then I'll just have the radiators right there. Which I'll need another set of a few radiators, but that's okay. Let's grab you since you're there. Actually, that works perfectly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Beautiful. Alright, and then I can make 3 radiators, because I already have 6 over there. What do I need for a radiator? Pipe radiator, I need gold and steel. Okay, well I have steel. Gold is in here. So yeah, I just need 3 radiators. And then I just have to fill that pipe up with oxygen. Doesn't have to be a lot of oxygen. There we are. 3 radiators, and then I'll dismantle those guys. But what we'll do is we'll just do the top ones. Sweet. Perfect. Okay, I think that's all I really need for right now. I'm gonna need some more pipe, but there's pipe right there, so let me do this. Alright, it's 23 degrees, that's probably fine. So we'll turn you off, let's turn you on. We will empty this, here, let's do this since I'm inside. Turn this on, empty that full of gas. Yeah, that CO2 freezes almost immediately. Alright, that's almost empty. Yeah, then once this is empty, I'm gonna dismantle all of this, and then I'm gonna have to make a couple of wall coolers. What I'll probably do temporarily is connect this pipe right here with this network and just fill that with a bunch of oxygen, and then I'll disconnect it. Alright, perfect. Yeah, we're going to take this with us for right now. Okay, let's head out here and grab all the pipe and stuff that I'm going to need. Alright, yeah, let's do this. So I'm going to start dismantling all of this stuff here. I have to be careful because if I accidentally dismantle these frames, that's not going to be good. Nice little cooling system there. Alright, now I can get rid of all these pipes. Okay, perfect. What do I need to actually make the wall coolers? I think it's just iron, gold, and copper, if I remember correctly. Yeah, iron, copper, and gold. Yeah, so we'll just make 2 of them. Do I really need 2? Probably not, but I'm gonna make 2 because I like things to look more uniform. I am gonna have to make another memory chip. I'll do that later. Okay. So we'll have a wall cooler here. We'll have one right here, but I'm not gonna put this one there yet. Let's place you right there for now. Let's disconnect you. I can turn you off. Disconnect you, and let's get rid of all of this pipe. There we go. Alright, so then what we're going to do here... Nope, we're going to turn you like this. Like that. Okay. Well, there is a little bit of oxygen in here. And that's actually dropping fairly quick. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to open... Let's see, yeah, it's just pure oxygen. So let's take you out. We'll open this up and we'll do this. Crap. I did that, didn't I? Gosh dang it. Well, I just messed up. Okay, well now I need to get all of the gas out of here. Which I know how I will end up doing that, actually. Frick. Alright, we're gonna do this. Yep, that's actually taking it out quite fast. Oh, I didn't realize I had this valve open when I opened that, and then I just let all this atmosphere into that pipe, which was the issue. Good news, it's actually emptying quite fast, so we should be fine. It's actually quite cold in here, too. It's only 18 degrees, which is also good. Yeah, I just want pure oxygen in here, nothing else. And then I do want to check on our deep miner, too. Yeah, to be fair, MIPS coating would be a lot more efficient for that, but that's okay. It is a little cold in here, but I'd rather have it, well, not too terribly cold, but I'd rather have it colder versus having it too hot for our plants here. But that's okay. Alright, so this pipe's almost empty. Yeah, and then I'm going to do a similar thing with logic chips that I did here. Probably just do it up top here, actually, now that I think about it. And then, yeah, once the temperature reaches a certain point, these will turn on. And then, yeah, those will basically just keep clicking back and forth. And it's going to be kind of annoying, but oh well. Or I just go straight into the MIPS coating, which I wasn't really wanting to do yet, but yeah, so it's also taking out of the tank as well, which I'm fine with. Because I kind of designed this so it wouldn't have any nitrogen in here, which actually it's just pure oxygen now. Well, at that point, you can turn you off. Okay. So let's try this again. That's turned off. Let's open this, and we'll turn you on. Now, what the frick? Oh, I bet you there was some left in this pipe right there, wasn't there? Okay, well. Okay, well, what we're going to do is we're just going to turn you on. We're going to go and check our deep miner because I don't want to wait for that again. Yeah, let's go check our deep miner over here. You know, I could drive. Actually, I did have to reload. Let's see if this is working. Because last time I drove this and tried to connect it, it did not work as intended. Alright, well, there's that. Let's enter the seat. Well, that didn't work. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, wait a minute. Nope, it's not on there. Well, I may have lost our, I may have lost our crate. Unless it's still technically on this, which I don't see it on this. No, it's not. So, yeah, I'm not sure what happened, but that crate's gone. This thing is kind of a pain to drive, probably because there's no gravity on the moon, which makes sense. Turn you off, turn you off. Do we have anything in here yet? We do not. Wonder, can I see how far down that actually is? I used to be able to get down there actually. Well, hopefully it starts collecting ores here pretty soon. That would be nice. Because I want to make sure that this thing's working. Granted, this is only, yeah, I think I need another, well, I shouldn't need you, shouldn't need you. I would need another batch reader and a min-max unit, and I might need like a slot, or not a slot, I think I would need a select unit. Because essentially, once this is true, it would select to the next one. Once that's true, and then it goes back and forth like that. Which, using MIPS, it's a lot easier. But, yeah, so I don't think that's actually reached the bedrock yet. So, yeah, I'm not going to drive. At least not yet. Because the moon has no gravity. And also, I lost my crate. Not that I was using the crate, but I'm curious to actually see where it went. Unless you're one of those, I want cable all around. I think you can save through cable by removing the cable at the corner of the main. Yeah, I probably can. I mean, I kind of like the way it looks having cable all around it, but it's not necessary, so I'll probably just end up removing it, but... Alright, well, since that's not there yet, let's go back in here and see how this is doing. Now that should be empty. It is empty. Okay, let's try this again. Turn you off. There shouldn't be anything in this pipe at all. Okay. Turn on. Look at that. It's just oxygen now. So I might wait until I have one MPA, and actually what I'm gonna do is take this out. I don't think it really matters. Let's see. Alright, so there's one MPA in there. Alright, so let's turn you off. And if I disconnected this right here, how much is left in this pipe? Perfect. Okay, that actually worked. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted to do was that right there. Which means I can get rid of all of this then too. Actually, I can do that. I can do this. Yeah, the CO2 is only there to filter if I need to actually filter stuff, but well, actually what I might as well do is just fill this up with oxygen. Alright, so let's do this. I don't have any cable, do I? At least not enough cable. Gosh dang it, all my cables over at our deep miner. Well, I can at least get this set up. I mean, I'm gonna have to go back there regardless. Alright, so I don't actually need to turn that on right now, but I do have those set. I just need to hook them up to power and then actually program them. I'm kind of going back and forth on whether I should keep using logic chips or whether I should just switch to MIPS, which actually would be slightly easier. Okay. I need water. Alright, water. I need a little bit more food. I don't think we're going to finish our potato. Actually, we might. Yep, we did. Alright, let's head out. Turn our suit on, turn our light on so I can see, and let's go out here. Okay, so this should be fine. I don't think that'll get cold enough to actually have the oxygen freeze and blow up, but, you know, stranger things have happened. Alright. Let's head over here. Yeah, I really didn't need the, I guess this corner piece right here. That would have saved a couple of pieces, but do we have anything in here yet? I don't see anything in here. Do we have anything in here? No, we do not. Okay, well, that's okay. I can't remember exactly how the min-max reader works either. Yeah, the slot reader. Not slot reader, the batch reader. Yeah, so when the batch reader is greater than the memory, which is 100. Oh, actually. I think that uh, I think that'll work. I need stuff to actually go in here though. See if that works properly. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we'll take you, we'll take you, we'll take you. Yeah, okay. Let's head back over here. I just need a logic memory, and I'm gonna we'll set up our cooling system. And we'll see if that works. If that works, then that's gonna be fairly simple. So it's been long enough that I can't really remember entirely. Okay. Where's all our stuff at? It's all in here. Gold, copper, and memory. I just need one. Our base is looking good. Turn you off. All right, let's go in here now. Actually, I need a sensor before I forget. I need a gas sensor. To the left in the crater. Wait, like, is that where my, what's in the crater? Alright. Turn this off. Open up my helmet. And then while I'm in here, I need to get in the habit of actually taking my suit off so my hygiene levels get better. Okay, so I think what we'll do is... Looks like a good spot. We'll just do that. Throw you there, and we have logic IO. So let's do a... I just need a logic reader, a batch writer. Let's see, we just need a compare unit and a logic memory. I don't know if I'm going to have enough cable. Actually, that'll work. I'm gonna have to start labeling this. Just do cooler. I don't really need to label this one, but that's okay. There we go. So now what I can do is... Ooh. Heck yeah. Okay, perfect. So this is going to read the gas sensor, and it's going to be temperature. And then we're going to set this, this is going to be in Kelvin. Let's see if I remember what it is. I think it's 293. It's like 298 if I remember correctly. Oops. Yeah, that looks right. So then we're going to do cooler. If it's greater than logic memory cooler, and then logic compare cooler, wall cooler on. Okay, that should be set. The downside to doing it this way is that these will just flip on and off fairly constantly, just because it'll go over, or the temperature in the room will go over, and it should be 25 degrees Celsius, and then it'll drop, and then just kind of keep doing this, which is what it is. But that should solve the cooling issue that, or the heating issue that we were having. I just want to see if it actually works now, because now I'm curious. Should work. It's 20 degrees Celsius in here. It is slowly increasing, but okay. I do want to start working. I guess I could start decorating the base a little bit more. Let's head outside. Gosh dang it. There we go. Water's good, food's good, oxygen's good. All right. The missing storage crate is in the crater where you were backing up. I think that's this crater, isn't it? Lower room temperature and you have the test. That's true. I could do that too. Yeah, I thought it was in this crater too, but I mean, maybe once the sun comes out, I'll be able to see it easier. Not that I really need it. I'm just more curious to see what happened to it. Well, yeah, so I think what I'm going to do now... Oh, it's literally right there. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. Wait, it's still technically on the rover? That's hilarious. I don't know why that's not working. Oh well. And I don't know how I didn't actually see it. It's the sun. I still don't see any ores coming in. Like, how long does it take to actually... Hmm. I am kind of curious. Nope, that is open. Yeah, so I think we're literally just waiting for the ores to come up. Well, I guess in that case, because yeah, this actually switched once the objective per se was met. So I'm hoping this is enough to actually control this. I can't remember offhand because I typically control this part using IC10 coding, but that's okay. I'm gonna go print the deep miner cartridge, so then I can actually start exploring a little bit while we're waiting for our deep miner to do its thing. Not gonna lie, this thing's pretty sweet. I don't really like how you get out of it though. Alright, so what do I need for that cartridge? Actually, why are they running nonstop? Shouldn't they only when there's ore? So once ore, I mean, I guess I could program it to turn on once there's ore in there, but once that deep miner actually gets going, it'll shoot out ore constantly. So it's just better just to have them running, because once there's enough ore that gets I guess cleaned per se, they'll stop, they'll unload, and then they'll start right back up again. So that's kind of how I want them to go. Like right now, it's just kind of a waiting game because we're waiting for the deep miner to actually catch up. Let's see, cartridge network, deep. Oh, I already have it. Okay, perfect. Let's go and grab the. Here, let's put this stuff over here for right now. Let's see, everything else is turned off. Okay. Yeah, let's go and grab the tablet. How are we looking? 21.8? Yeah, let's make sure that this is actually working. Hey, it's working. Well, that was a nice little test. All right. Yeah, but don't they block entry while running? No, they do not. At least I don't think they do. So I know that they need to come to full stop before they can unload. I don't believe they need to come to a full stop to load. And if that's the case, then that's gonna suck. Granted, if that's the case, I know how to actually fix that, but at the same time, I really hope that's not true because that would just make that a lot more tedious than it needs to be. All right, suits on, helmets on, we're good. Yeah, so in this region right now, all there is gold. I need to find a region with iron and copper. I wonder if there's... Let's see. Motherboard sorter, a map motherboard. Huh. Well, now I actually might need to I might have to build a laptop actually now. Hey, good evening. Also, my CO2 is almost empty. There we go. That's better. Um, what do I need for a computer? I don't necessarily need like a computer, but like a laptop computer. Steel, electrum, and solder. That's actually not terrible. Okay, let's build one of those. Because the map, I'm wondering if that'll have like the different ores or not. Gosh dang it. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see it, but if it got taken down, that's dumb. That's okay. I kind of like having to explore. Keeps it interesting. All right, and then let's do motherboard. Yeah, we have a map motherboard right there. Make one of you. And then we do have... I'd rather get a large battery if I'm being honest, so... I need copper. I don't have copper. Gosh dang it. I mean, I guess I could just use this guy for right now. Oh, I need a scanner. If you got the map motherboard, you will need a rocket too. Oh, so this is linked to the... Oh, that's cool. So that's going to be something I use in the future. Granted, I do have the laptop now, so there's that. Put that there. Iron. Okay, yeah, so we'll do that for right now. I think it will need to be on the same network as the rocket. That does make sense. Yeah, so then I can like launch the rocket and then have it scan the moon for deep minables. That's actually a really cool feature. Well, in that case, let's head over here. We'll see how this guy's doing. And oh my God, having no gravity is kind of crazy. Wait, how do I actually view my tablet? Or can I? I don't think I can. I have to get out. Oh well, that's okay. Hey, we actually have gold in here now. Okay, let's see. Is this working? Export count. Okay. So it shows gold 20 in there. It doesn't show... Alright, I might have to readjust this. Let's turn you off for a minute. Would it be import count? Switch seats. Oh, that makes sense. Switching seats. Reagents. I guess reagents, maybe. 38. That's unloading. Yeah, I want that to be greater. So then once it hits greater, here, let's do... So it shows that there's 38 in there right now. Let's do 40 for a minute. Oops. Oh, crap. Alright, so there's 40 in... Well, there's 39 in there right now. Hey, it's working. I'm just testing this out to see if it actually works. Alright, so that shows 0. It still shows on. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to do like a switch or something here. Wait, what? Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna have to mess around with that. Or I just have to do it manually. Either or, but yeah, I'm gonna have to mess around with it. Or I just use the I just use coding for it. Batch reader is less than logic memory, which is 100. It'll unlock. Oh, I see what it's doing. Yeah, that's not what I wanted to do. So yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch this back to greater. All right, I will fix that at some point. I'm not going to spend the whole episode doing that. I do want to see if I can explore a little bit, though. Now, what I should probably do, because I did go through all the trouble of making a tracking beacon, is I should probably make sure I bring the tracker cartridge just in case. Oh my god, driving this thing's not particularly easy on the moon. Guessing it's probably due to the low gravity. Yeah, so we're gonna do the tracking beacon. Let's turn you off. Let's see. Tracker, that's what I want. Alright, and alright, let's turn it on. Gosh dang it. Yeah, let's turn a light on so I can actually see too. I just hope I can get back up there. Oh my god. Oh, we're good. Yeah, this does make exploring quite a bit better. That's a crater. Well, I'm committed at this point. Alright, so let's get to the other side of the crater, and then I'll switch seats and see where we are.
Power low.
Crap. I guess I do have large batteries on this, but... Okay. Wait, can I seriously not see? That's not helpful. Oh well. Ooh, gold and silver. I don't really need silver though. I'm just gonna have to get out and do it. That's fine. Alright, let's go this direction. So we have gold and then gold and silver. I was hoping for, well, what I would like to find is iron and copper, like the three main resources. Because once I get those working and I can actually get a decent supply of those and automate that, then I will start expanding our base even further. And actually, if I see ice, I might grab ice too, just because I have a really nice supply of water, but I don't want to risk running out. Speaking of ice, there's ice right there. All right. Lead. I don't need lead. Oh, that's not ice, that's just silicone. Never mind. Alright, so we found silver, lead, and gold. There's actually a lot of gold. And then I think if I remember correctly, because I was looking into the deep miner like areas a little bit more. Each area has like a set amount of ore, like, you know, gold would be like 50% gold and then like 50% silver, or, you know, 75% gold, 25% silver, or some sort of ratio that way. I'm gonna have to head back to base here pretty soon though, because my hydration levels are really low. just kind of going in a big circle right now. Alright, let's see. More lead. I wonder what the size of the maps are. Alright, once I hit 10% for our water level, I will head back home. Want a tip where to go? I do, but I also don't. Here's a crater. Ooh, that was ice. Given the fact that I'm low on actual water, I'm gonna... Oh wow, there's ice everywhere over here. I mean, worst case scenario, I can always just expand the base either way, because I have the heavy mining drill, which makes mining just that much easier. Alright, let's see. Silver, nickel, and lead. I'll have everything except for iron and copper. That's hilarious. Although my water levels are really low, so let's head back. Now, if my sense of direction is decent, back should be this way. Ooh. Oh, that's cool. It's a different area. Wait, so like when you're selecting, I guess, the map, I guess it's just different areas on the moon. I guess that makes sense. That's kind of cool. I think home is that way. Wow, look at all the ores in there. Rich ore crater, rich in gold. Wait, rich... Oh, that's cool. Wow. Oh, I love that feature. So, there's different areas that are rich in certain... Alright, so I guess what would this area... I mean, technically, it should be... Oh, iron. Okay, well, we found iron. Iron wouldn't be terrible. It's actually not too far. Yeah, the base is right over there. Okay, that's not bad. So my sense of direction wasn't completely off. Gosh dang it. You know, driving this thing reminds me of driving the truck in Lethal Company. Granted, this is quite a bit easier, but it's like the same sensation almost. Alright, so base is back this way. And I am almost completely out of water. I got sidetracked. Gosh. Well, I'm either gonna make it back to base and we'll be fine, or I will not make it back to base and we won't be fine. We are going in the right direction, though. I do know that. Alright, I think it's on the other side of this, this crater here. I kind of recognize this. Hey, there we are. I'm at 3% for water. That's not good. Okay, run. Oh, okay. We're good. We're gonna start drinking this water now. And then this thing's actually pretty freaking full, so that'll last us quite a while. Um, okay, that was fun. So there's iron ore that way, and then there's a bunch of silver and gold, which is good to know. So we found iron, so then what I'll probably do in the next episode is actually focus on iron. I probably don't need you, do I? No, we'll swap you out. Actually, no, we won't swap you out with that. We'll swap you out with this and just keep you on because that's actually really useful. All right, so does not have the wait, what? Oh, okay. Well, let's do this. Okay, that's too much. All right, now now you guys are happy. Those plants eat through CO2. Like that's insane. Come on. Go. I guess I'll just keep you open. And then I do have a few minutes left, so let's go and look at our heavy mining drill over there. Or the deep miner. I get the heavy mining drill and the deep miner mixed up all the time. I'm not driving that thing. That thing's kind of a pain to drive. Yeah, I'm gonna... Well, we're at 70... We're at 79. That's actually... That actually, mine's pretty fast, now that I think about it. We have 40 gold in here already. I mean, at least we're not going to run out of gold. Like, that's a lot of gold. So we have 81. Yeah, we have 81 in there. So yeah, I think the downside, yeah, in between episodes, I'm gonna figure this little part out. I might actually switch to just using just the IC10 chips or whatever they're called. Yeah, the integrated circuit IC10, yeah. I might just end up using these guys just because it's a lot more compact, saves on power. Grant, I do like how confusing like this looks, but I'm gonna have to tweak it so this works as it should. Because like this part's working. I just need to actually get it to switch like I want it to. But we do have a decent supply of gold coming in, so like we're not going to be short on gold anytime soon. And worst case, what I could do is just then it should go in here. And I can just grab the gold bar, and we have gold. So I mean, we have a decent supply of gold coming in. I know where iron is. Granted, iron is not one thing I'm really too concerned about because I can just mine, iron like crazy, which is fine. Plus, I have more iron here too. So yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is in the next episode, we already know where iron is. I'm gonna try to locate copper. I'll probably do that during the episode. I'm not gonna do that in between episodes just because I like exploring. It kind of makes it fun. I'm gonna work on the base a little bit more. I do want to get a couple more solar panels on the roof, and then I do want to get another large not large battery, but another stationary battery. So then we will be good on power for quite a while I start to expand our base. I'm gonna build it kind of similar to how I've been building our last couple of bases. Like we'll have an atmospherics room, we'll have a hydroponics room, and then we'll go from there. But I'm gonna do it slightly different. Um,
Please take caution.
I want this playthrough to be a little bit different than our previous ones. But yeah, on that note, I'm gonna call the episode here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching, and I will see you all